Hi, this is My Keys to Music, and I'm Mark. If you ever wanted to learn more about your Nord Stage 3 as it relates to editing songs or working with songs, or the quickest and easiest way to switch up and down between song programs or patches on your keyboard, then this video might be just what you're looking for. Now, if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I talk about a couple other different ways to manage and manipulate your songs on your Nord Stage 3. I also briefly talk about the Nord Electro 5, and if you have a Nord Electro 5 or even a Nord Electro 6, the concepts for how to edit these songs and song parts will actually apply. So even though this is going to be demonstrated on a Nord Stage 3, feel comfortable knowing that what I teach you in this video will apply to even your Electro 5, your Electro 6. It might even translate to other Nord keyboards that actually have songs and song parts. So stay tuned. Okay, let's look at song mode and song parts as a way to immediately switch between sounds. Let's say you're playing a song and you want to go from a piano to a string part to a marimba part, and you want to do that very quickly without having to use the program knob and flipping up and flipping down and switching here, there, and everywhere. The easiest way to do that, I believe, is to use song mode, which is this button here. So the first thing you need to do in order to work with song mode and to store things here on the Nord keyboard is you first have to take your write protection off, or your memory protection off. And to do that, you're going to want to use the system setting here, which is known as this button number 1, system. And notice how the word system is below the button, which means I have to use the shift key, and I have to hold the shift key while clicking the system button. So let's do that now. I'll hold the shift key with my pinky and enter system mode. Now notice you'll have different panes up there at the top where it shows 1 of 12. So these are the different system setting panes, and I can switch up and down the panes using these page up and down buttons. 1 through 12. As of this video, it's 1 through 12. They may add more system settings down the road as the operating system updates and so forth. Your system settings also may vary based on the type of Nord keyboard you have. This happens to be a Nord Stage 3. So my memory protection is currently off, but when it comes from the factory, it will be on like that. So that's a big common thing that happens to a lot of people when you read on the forums and things. People forget to put their memory protection off, and that's the first thing that needs to happen. So make sure the memory protection is off. Now what's interesting about system settings is that they are implied storage. In other words, when I make a change to a system setting, I don't actually need to push the red store button. It's all implied. So if I change this from page-based to numeric pad when it comes to program selection mode, just exiting that will immediately save it. So let's go back, Shift System, let's put that back to page-based program selection. It was just an example. Go back to page 1 of 12, memory protect off. Great. I'll exit that. So my memory protection is off now. And the thing we want to now enter is this thing called song mode, and that is invoked simply by pushing this button up here, and you'll notice the green button indicating that I am in song mode. In fact, at the top you'll also see a banner that shows sort of a white against black white banner, Song Bank 1 of slot 1. And that's just a memory location. That's not as important as the word my song, because that indicates something that I created earlier. I named it my song. Now once you're in song mode, you're actually you have the capability of going through 1 of 5 indicated down here, program/song parts. So when you're in song mode, these buttons become song parts, and watch what happens. 1 is Wurlitzer 2. Okay, button 2 represents pipes, MW. Button 3 is Grand Imperial, it's a piano. Button 4 is an Italian Grand, and button 5 is a Studio Grand. Now what I did is I took the factory setting for this song, which was called, I think, pianos or grand pianos, and then they were giving you a choice of selecting all the different pianos within that. So what I've just done here is I've gone into song mode. I can invoke up to 5 different song parts, and this makes it super fast to change. So let's say I had a song that began with a Wurlitzer and then it phased into a pipe organ, and then later on I wanted to play a regular piano and then go back to Wurlitzer. You can see here with just a click of a button I'm immediately switching the patch, but not just any patch, the patch specific to the song known as My Song. So let's show you how to change this. It's super easy. All you need to do is enter song edit mode, which is indicated down here. And because the label song edit is below the button, it means I have to use the shift key. So I'll hold the shift key with my pinky in this case and go into song edit mode. Now watch a couple things happen. At the top banner it says song bank 1 of 1 edit, so now you know you're editing a song. You also have a blinking song mode button, which means you're editing it, and then 1 means I'm about to change part 1 or song part 1. So to change to a different program, you simply use your program up and down. So let's say I wanted warm winds on song part 1. Now I've done that. If I immediately select exit, that won't be saved. And you say, well, there it is, it's warm winds. Of course it saved it. Well, no, it actually didn't. Here you'll notice a small E indicating that this song was edited but not saved. If I were to now change to a different song, go up and then down 1, you'll see that Wurlitzer 2 is still the song part 1. So in order to save that, I actually have to click the store button. So let's do that again. Let's go enter into song mode, shift song mode. Now I'm in edit mode, if you will. I'm going to, and I've got part 1 selected, so I'll just go up here to warm winds, and this time I'll immediately push the store button like that. Now, just because I click the store button once doesn't mean it's automatically stored. It's giving you one last chance to make sure that you're storing your songs to, and you're storing it to the My Song song, which is bank 1, slot 1, and the button is blinking, and I will click store. Now I have officially stored Warm Winds as part 1 of my song. And I know that because if I switch up to another song and I go back, you'll see that Warm Winds is in fact part 1. So that's how you store song parts. Let's do another song part very quickly just to really reinforce this idea. So I will go into song edit mode. So step 1, song edit mode. Choose your part, step 2. Select, I'll put filter clav on part 2. That's step 3, is to select your program. Step 4 is to click the store button once. Step 5, click it again. Okay, the only other thing you need to know for this lesson is how do you rename that song? Maybe I don't want to call it My Song, maybe I want to call it Opening. It's the song that we always play for the gig opening. So let's name this song Opening. So it's very simple to do. I can go immediately and go right to Store As, and in order to get to the Store As I have to hold the Shift key, of course, because it's below the button, the label is below the button, and click Store, and you'll see here that I've got a cursor on the My Song letter on the M. So there's 3 choices here. I have ABC, Delete, and Insert. Those are my tools or my buttons, and those buttons correlate with the actual buttons down here, button 1, button 3, and button 4. So if I hold button 1, you'll see my alphabet appears below, and I can use my program knob to switch. So I want to put a capital O there, and as soon as I let go, the cursor, if you will, moves to the next slot. So I'll push this again, and this time I want a lowercase p for the beginnings of that, and you can see here I'll just do the E, N, lowercase, I, and I happen to have these letters already, opening, so in this point I can just stop. That was sort of dumb luck that that word worked like that. I can use these page up and down buttons to move up and down. If I wanted it to be opening 1, for example, I can click this again and go into my numbers portion, which is over here, and I can say opening one. And now my song opening one will be stored. Now, am I done? No, I just need to click the store button because that's what's blinking, telling me that it's ready to go. Now, it's still blinking because it's actually telling me one more piece of instructions here. It says store songs to, and it's showing me where it's storing it and what the previous name was, my song. And here's the important part, as opening one. So if I like where that's going, I would click store. If I don't like that, I can just push exit. So I'll push store. And now my song has been named to opening one. All right, so if I go up a song, there's my upright piano song, and back down to opening one. To get out of song mode, I just click the song mode button. So going in and out of song mode couldn't be easier. And this is a great way to organize your sounds using the keyboard itself. Now you can do all of the song editing right directly in the Nord Sound Manager, and I have videos for that if you want to learn how the Nord Sound Manager works. Okay, another option to consider is to not even use your hands at all, and that would be to get something like a foot switch. In this case, we're looking at the Boss Dual Foot Switch. This is the FS-6. I've got the link down at the bottom, and these A and B foot switch options allow you to actually move down or up a program when you're in regular mode, regular program mode, and then when you're in song mode, the A and B switch move up and down the actual song parts. So this is an interesting option that you might want to consider if you are always wanting to have two hands on the keyboard but wanting to switch ever so beautifully or automatically between your patches and or programs, as the case may be. So that might be something you want to consider. I was so excited to learn about this option that I included the link where you can learn more right above here in this video. Go check that out. Someone else in the community put a nice review together of this particular feature and how it works, and then you can see it firsthand. All right, thanks for staying tuned through the entire video. You can give yourself a pat on the back because I assume at this point, if you followed along and you actually went ahead and did these song edit changes on your own, then you've actually learned quite a bit. I also mentioned in the video that the Sound Manager is something that you can use. Technically speaking, if you have a computer, it's a lot easier to manage and manipulate your patches and your programs and your songs and your song parts using the Sound Manager. It technically is a lot faster, easier to type the names and so forth. However, not everyone likes to connect their computer to the Nord and they just want to do it right on the Nord. So either way is fine. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like this content, and please feel free to comment. The channel is small enough now where I'm still able to answer all the comments. So if you want some direct feedback from me or some input, or maybe just you have a video idea, send it my way and we'll take a look at it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.